I think you're talking about a great civilization which lost, I think, every major military battle for 1,000 years and was therefore overrun many, many times. And it'll take time for that confidence to come back. But it's very important, and it comes and goes. Uh, I think, for instance, when you see how Islam came out of the desert, came to India, saw fantastic materials like marble and granite, and created Fatehpur Sikri, completely different, an invention, and yet completely to the world Islamic and to them. Right. And when I used to be on the Aga Khan committee, it seemed to me once we went to China and we saw a lot of Chinese, this was in 81, so Chinese were still all wearing blue and stuff, and it was a wonderful place, it still is, but they were starting to drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. And looking at that, we knew the whole of China would unravel, which it did. Now, when I go to New York and I see Americans eating Chinese food, I don't think they're going to become Chinese. It's self-confidence. The Muslims being now exposed to new things, the very ones we were with on the seminar are so frightened that the West is trying to do something horrible or someone's trying to. But when they came to India and they saw these materials, they grabbed them and they said, these are ours, we'll make them our own. Americans do that. So that's self-confidence. In fact, the real issue is we have to reclaim modernity for ourselves in India. It's not the prerogative of the West. It has been the recent history of the West. So anyone practicing, any Western architect, feels free to invent. But we have to carry all this luggage, and we have to learn how to deal with that luggage. So you put it very well, and I think these are different attempts to jettison some of the luggage, carry some of it, put it back on, throw it out again. But basically the thing is, the whole world has the right to be modern. Modern is not, it's not a style, it's an attitude. And when I was first started in the late 50s, Ahmedabad was a wonderful place. Why? Because you had clients like the Sarabhais. No building is better than the client who commissions it. And that's very clear from what we were discussing earlier. You can't con a person into doing a building your way. But you can get them enthusiastic about the idea. Now, when you have good clients, and Sarabhais were good clients because they had the imagination and the taste. Once that happens, then the architecture can blossom, and the architects, the designers. And that didn't happen, let's say, in Madras, in Chennai now called, at the same period, nor in Bangalore, and in the 60s. So I don't see, I think what's happened today is that the architects, the clients don't, I mean, the relationship is so different. I mean, the architect has become more a gun for hire. The client knows the problem. They get someone to define the problem, and the architect is often chosen by the, what's it called, the construction or the project management team. They say, you're the right, that's the right architect. Interview 5 of them, or have a competition. So there's no trust built up. And you can't get a good building if the client is not involved. I think that's the tragedy in the Gulf. You've got very good architects, lot of money, really good opportunity, but the client is away in Switzerland or something else. He's not right there understanding what the options are. Because you take a choice, the client has to be on board, as I said. And without that, it's impossible. And if you look at it, well, I would put it in a simple way. The client has to believe that architecture can change his life or her life. It's very important. That is why Bangladesh, a poor country, got a very good building out of Louis Kahn, because they believed he could change their lives. They weren't off in Switzerland, they were right there talking to him. The same was true of Chandigarh. It had a profound effect, and I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was a huge catalyst for the Punjab, and not just architects. It was for everyday Punjabis. They just felt that a door was opened in their minds to another future.